My humblest pranams at the lotus feet of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Hi, this is Patty. I'd like to share with you the first time that Sri Sai Maharaj visited my house. When I last shared with you, I was telling you that Sri Sai Maharaj had told me he was my guru and that he had pulled out a terrible big black dragon out of me. So after that visit, Sue and I returned to Puttaparthi, and in a few days' time, we were planning to go to Bangalore to do some shopping, and Sri Sai Maharaj asked us if we could meet up with him there. So we did that, and he said he wanted to tell me where that negativity in me had come from, that he had gotten some insights. He said it came from several sources, and one source was somebody I knew that was upset with me and had sent that energy to me. The other source was the house itself. He said that my house was haunted, basically. He said there were suicide souls underneath the bedroom, below the bedroom, in the ground, 30 feet down. The whole compound used to be an old graveyard site about 150 years ago, and the energy was very bad. And he told me I should move. Well, I couldn't move. I can't sell the house and move because I don't own the house. And the reason I don't own the house is because the builder was refusing to register it in my name. In fact, at that time, I was going to court in Hyderabad several times a month for court hearings, trying to sue him to get him to register the house. So I didn't know what I was going to do. So I returned to Puttaparthi, and then in a few days' time, I found out that Sri Sai Maharaj was going to come see me at the house. He was going to come for a visit. I was so excited. I didn't know what to do, so I just started meticulously cleaning the house, and I patched the holes in the walls, and I was painting, and I was working very hard. I prepared a chair for him with a nice pillow for his feet. I put a lotus flower on there. I hoped he liked it. I hoped that was a special place for him because a guru was coming. I didn't quite know what to do. I just wanted it to be nice. I wanted him to feel at home. So after I did all that work that morning, painting and everything, I was tired. I took a shower and I took a nap, and I woke up, and just as I woke up, the doorbell rang. So I thought, wow, who's that? So I went and I opened the door, and my friend Sue was standing there. I said, Sue, wow, what are you doing here? And Sri Sai popped his head around the corner, and I said, oh my gosh. I guess he likes surprises. So he came in, and he saw the chair. He liked the house. He saw the chair, and he said, where's the rug? Oh, I'm a Westerner. I don't know these things. I was supposed to put a rug under the chair because it's a guru. I didn't know, but I knew that he liked it. He appreciated my efforts, and that's what mattered to me. So I said, okay, I'll get you a rug, but I was very happy. So I went to the back door, and I have to explain to you, I have this bird there that I jokingly call the Swami bird because it's a very large bird. It's black with orange on its wings. It eats snakes, so you want this bird there because we have a lot of cobras in the area. And so he goes to the back door. That bird is in back of the house, and he pranams to it. And he said, that is Swami. Swami's here. I said, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Here I was jokingly calling it the Swami bird and happy for his presence, but he said it was Swami, protecting the house, protecting me. Oh my gosh, I was so appreciative. So then I'm in the kitchen washing my hands or something, and all of a sudden Sri Sai calls me into the living room, and I smell the most incredible smell. It's Amrita, he says. He says, Swami has come. He's so happy I'm here. He gave me a hug, and this is what happens when Swami hugs me, is the smell of Amrita comes when he comes. Oh my gosh. it was incredible. He said Swami was so happy that he was there and happy to be in the house. So that made me very joyful. And then a few minutes later, he goes in the kitchen. He's standing there. He's got his back against the cabinets. I can just see it now. He all of a sudden, he was standing there and he bent over and he had his arm down. And later on, he said it was quite painful for him. He said he felt this pain go all the way down his arm. And then this beautiful clear crystal japamala came out of his hand. And he handed it to me and he said, "Here, Patty, this is for you. This is from Swami." I said, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." He said, "This, because it is a crystal, it's going to concentrate your positive energy and protect you." I said, "Oh, thank you so much." And then a few minutes later, he waves his hand again and another japamala comes out. And this time it's a 54 bead japamala, a small one for doing my mantras. And I said, "Oh, wow." I didn't know what to say at this point. I was overwhelmed with gratitude. And he said, "Well, what is your sadhana?" I said, "Well, I hang out with Swami and I do prayers for the world." He said, "No." He said, "You have to be doing something concrete." He said, "If you want to advance on the spiritual path, you have to be doing something specific for God to reward you and advance you." He says, "You need to think of it like the rung of a ladder. You need to walk up one rung at a time, higher and higher and higher until you reach the goal." I said, "Oh, so he gave me a mantra to say for the welfare of the world, which I really appreciated. I appreciated that help. And then at one point, he goes up to Swami's picture. I have this big picture of Swami on the altar. And he said, "Patty, bring me a mango." So I brought him a mango. So he takes the mango and he puts it up to Swami's mouth in the picture. Then I see this liquid coming out of the side of Swami's mouth. And then he turns the mango around. There's a bite out of it. He said, "You see, I believe that Swami's alive. I believe that picture is really Swami because I have that belief. He eats things that I offer to him, and he took a bite out of this mango." I couldn't believe it. Then we got to eat the mango, so it's prasadam because it's coming from Swami. Oh my gosh. So afterwards, I'm sitting on the couch and we're talking. Sue's there. And all of a sudden I hear this big water sounds upstairs. I don't know what this is. So I go upstairs to investigate. And it turned out that in the guest bathroom, the toilet tank had just fallen off the wall and water was gushing everywhere. So I turned off the water valve, stopped the water, and I mopped up the mess, mopped it all up. And I came downstairs and I said, "Well, Sai, the water tank had fallen off." He goes, "I know." He said, "I work on suicide souls at night. This is my work that Swami gives me, and I try to help them. But the negativity is always trying to attack me. And that's what they've done. They've tried to attack me by doing that to you, to your house." "Oh, okay." This is a different world. All of a sudden, I was cast into a different world. All these materializations are happening, miracles, all this stuff. It was just hard to grasp. I had prayed for this. I had wished so much to be in Swami's presence in the early days when he was visiting devotees' house and he was doing all these miracles, and it was happening to me now. It was an answer to my prayer. The energy was intense. I was intense. Miracles are happening. I don't know. I didn't know what to think. I was just hanging on. This didn't fit in my framework of normality, and it certainly wasn't, but it was real, and it made you question what reality really was, So in a little while later, Sai is sitting next to the dining room table, next to that back door again, and that Swami bird came again. This time he's taking his body and he's ramming it against the security door on the screen, trying to get in. And we're watching this bird doing the strangest thing. I mean, I've never seen a bird try to get into a house like this before. And Sai didn't say much. He says, yes, that's Swami. He's trying to get into me. Okay. So then I found out that one of the reasons that I'm getting a lot of negativity and receiving a lot of negativity is the person who works for me. Now, when you're in India, it's a really good idea to hire people. I hired a cook and I hired somebody to help me clean the house. Not only did I not have that much time to clean the house because I was going to Darshan at the time, but it's a good thing to do because everybody needs a job. So the lady who was my cook, she would come all the time, tell me all her problems. And mysteriously, every single time she would come, I would pass out on the couch afterwards. I'd be exhausted. I couldn't stay awake in her presence. Well, it turned out that I was getting a lot of negativity from her and through her son, because her son was doing a lot of bad things. And so, because I paid her money, Sai said that negativity was coming to me. So he invited that boy to come over that evening. So he came, and Sri Sai tried to counsel him. He worked 3 hours talking to this boy, trying to help him change his life for the better. And so he left, and then Sri Sai and his driver, his male driver, they slept downstairs that night. And he just sleeps on the floor. He just slept on a mat with no padding, just sleeps on the floor. And Sue and I went upstairs and slept in comfortable beds. And then the next morning, I got up early and I got dressed and went downstairs. And it was like Christmas morning. You know, the energy was so incredible. Everything was like sparkly and this intense divine energy. It was really, really amazing. So I just sat there doing prayers until he woke up. And then when he woke up, we found out that a friend of ours who lived in Puttaparthi had, after 14 years of having this Satya Sai Baba picture, Vibhuti was suddenly appearing on it. And she had met Sai before, and she thought maybe Sai had something to do with this. So she was really interested in seeing him again. So she was asking Sue when Sai was going to be around or when she could go to Bangalore and see him. And Sue said, he's here. So she came over with a friend, and they got to visit with him. And this person she brought with him was really amazing because this lady was from Hong Kong. She had never seen Satya Sai Baba in the physical, but she and some people she was with were praying for help, and Swami had appeared before them and told this woman that it would be a good idea if she learned the Rudram. Now, the Rudram is quite difficult, and she learned it in 1 month's time, and Sai asked her if she could chant it for him, which she did. And then he materialized a black lingam and gave it to her. And he says that anything that comes from him this way is coming from Swami. Swami had told her that she needed a crystal lingam for her protection. So she had gone to Puttaparthi, gone to the mandir, gone before Swami's samadhi, and chanted the Rudram for him. And afterwards, one of the volunteers had just given her a Shiva Lingam to her hand. And she said, so actually, this is the second one he gave me. So we were all astounded by her story. I mean, again, she'd never met Swami in the physical. She was doing all she was doing on faith alone. So these were the sort of miracles that were happening. And while he was there, he asked me if I would sing bhajans. I learned how to sing bhajans early on when I started going to the Sai Baba Center. And I learned how to play guitar to accompany myself because I kept starting on the wrong note. So I figured a guitar could help me start, at least sing the song properly. So I sang before Sai, and he seemed very pleased. And after I sang, he said, you know, while I've been here on this visit, already the energy has shifted. And he says, and your singing can really help. So I suggest you do that every day. So he left shortly afterwards. And I sat there in that house with that intense energy left from his visit in awe, thinking about what a blessing this was, how Swami had answered my prayers, giving me those beautiful experiences with him that other people had had that I never had. And he was giving them to me through Sri Sai Maharaj. And how thankful I was that now I was going to be in the vibration of such a beautiful, beautiful divine soul. Thank you.